of my first mentors had a lesson for me, and it goes like this, and that is, coffee at the time was going up, and I was a prolific coffee drinker, and I think I might have been whining about the cost of coffee. And he said to me really simply, "Are you long coffee?" I said, "Well, of course." He goes, "Then don't complain." And fast forward, we know this. Prices at the grocery store are going up. Prices at the pump are going up. And it's never fun to see inflation unless it's accompanied with wage inflation. That's the ongoing battle for the Federal Reserve. But in the meanwhile, seeing how no one's calling me from the Fed on what to do with monetary policy, I will do the best I can do as a trader. And that is, I will play the grocery store to the world. And here's what we're going to do. In fact, one of the 3 names that I still like very, very much to the long side, actually 4, but we're going to focus on grains and energy right now. Crude oil, corn, soybeans, and actually I like hogs as well, lean hogs. So everything from bacon to unleaded gasoline, that's what's on the agenda. How do we play this? Well, we look for the long side on the pullback of double green markets. You can see that very clearly here on corn. You can see that really clearly on soybeans. Although corn is pulling back right now, soybeans are not. So I'll have to wait for beans to give us a bigger pullback. So the first question that I got regarding corn is probably, what happened to corn? Is it still viable? And so I remind traders who are venturing from equities or ETFs or indices to recall that just as we know there's earnings that will affect stocks, and we know central bank events will affect the broader indices, and that there are different economic releases, well, we have economic releases and those types of things for these commodities as well. And for corn, it is these USDA reports, crop reports. Think of crop reports almost as if it's the non-farm payroll in many ways, or earnings of corn. It's going to be a major event. It's on the calendar. These are not surprises. So the day after the WASDE report from the USDA, how's that for alphabet soup? That's when we saw the limit down move in corn, close the distance to the 21 EMA, and close the distance right back to my reversion sweet spot in terms of the trend, the 34 EMA wave. And so here we sit. Soybeans will have to wait. I would love a great catalyst for a pullback. I'd also love a great catalyst for crude oil. We had some pre-OPEC weakness in crude. We haven't seen really anything since. So again, just like these events might send the market sort of scattering, we want to be aware of when, for example, and actually I can't underestimate how powerful the post-CPI response was for crude, because that was the last time we pulled back into the wave, and then the day after as well on the 14th. So we've had some pullbacks in crude, and I also like RBOB, which is the RBOB gasoline market. We had some pullbacks in RBOB as well. This is the grocery store to the world. Crude oil is the king of commodities. There's no commodity, the grocery store commodity, that does not need crude for some element of planting, harvesting, transportation, etc. Crude is the king of commodities. And so when I look at a reflationary environment, we definitely have crude and RBOB at the heart of that. So let's keep that in mind. Let's take advantage of this. And while we know prices are going up everywhere, we're traders. We don't have to sit helplessly by. We can trade this. And as my mentor told me, don't worry about coffee going up. Just make sure you're trading coffee. So that's what I will tell you. We know that this reflationary environment is probably not done. We know these commodities could probably continue to move higher. So let's be proactive about it. Let's keep an eye on the pullbacks and play them to the long side. I'll see you in the next update.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me